Dear compatriots, I greet you all in the glorious name of God, our Savior and Redeemer. I also salute and greet you in the name of the Gaprivi Consultative Committee, the committee that have willingly decided to peacefully fight for the liberation struggle of the Gaprivi Strip. I know that for some of you are yet to recognize us, and some take us for granted as we were known by before. We hope you identify us as such. To begin with, the fundamental purpose of our struggle is precisely to liberate ourselves from black colonialism of the Namibian government. The iota and nerve of our mission is to fulfill the aims and objectives of our resolve is to unconditionally sacrifice all our efforts and minds in search for the total freedom of the Gaprivi Strip. I believe it is still important to introduce ourselves as we previously did. The CCC is indeed not a political party, but a committee that overwhelmingly supports, appreciate and deeply cherish the idea of self-determination, freedom and independence of the Gaprivi Strip. We have no regrets in our unwavering support of this ideology because we live and die for it. Our comrades as well lived and died for it. We are a formidable team and a united front ready to take head on the Namibian government over the Gaprivi case. Our activities and modus of our operandi is modestly embraced by coordinated consultation, inclusion, participation, purposeful unity, and fairness to allow all Gaprivians a fair decum for involvement. For those of you who wish to know more about us, please visit our website www.theccc.global. It is obviously fair and true to say the CCC is tirelessly committed to our struggle and pledge not to rest but vigorously persevere in drumming support and informing the world about how the Namibian government have misdirected the future of the toiling masses of the Gaprivi Strip. Starting from 1964 in exile to the current situation. Comrades, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that many of you understand that no one will direct or decide the fate of our right to self-determination and freedom. Far from being a slogan, we are our own liberators, and the future of our young generation lies in our own hands through our dynamic dedications and hard work. There is no regret absolutely in explicitly saying that, because many of our heroes since 1964 to recent died for the Gaprivi Strip independence. As a result, we value their legacy left behind. This is unequivocally fair to all Gaprivians for and against the Gaprivi Strip autonomy, freedom and independence. The political history of the Gaprivi Strip supports this statement without arguments. After having said that, I believe it suffices and imperative to report that we have made significant communications with people, government representatives, local and international organizations around the world. In terms of international relations, we've made a significant milestone progress, which only require to be diplomatically maintained. Our communications at the world stage was not based only on writing letters, but mainly face-to-face communication. Ladies and gentlemen, this was never an easy venture to simply secure, but required optimum political connections and perseverance. Most certainly, as a committee, we have made many friends with a sound support from both local and international arena. We cannot be more appreciative than this, given the positive response to our case. However, this will never make us rest in our efforts to remain focused at all times. As often expected, church bodies, human rights organizations, both national and international, are enormously instrumental, accepting and understanding when it comes to justice denied to Gaprivians and the Gaprivi Strip self-determination. Though sounds simple, the CCC progressively involved women in the position of authority in the committee to recognize their potentials and also empower them in accordance with world standards and expectations. For the contribution of women in our committee, please find time to visit our website. Despite the above-mentioned progress, I accept and recognize the immense chunks of challenges ahead of us. In this shifting world, there is absolutely nothing that one can take for granted. We are profoundly faced with factionalism, the seeds of disunity, fueled by our enemies, and time which is a concern to us. This reminds us all that we should never rest because our enemy is working around the clock to destroy our achievements. Reflectively, we should not be myopic by allowing our enemies to continue or keep us apart. We all know that this is a venom disease that will slowly destroy our plans for self-determination. The government of Namibia, in all its intent, is 24/7 working around the globe to entirely eliminate the dreams of the Gaprivians from attaining the freedom that we are greatly fighting for. We should never succumb or allow our oppressors to plant the seeds of division through divide and rule tactics. Gaprivians are known of being strong-minded people. Therefore, we should never betray our legacy. It is indeed significant to defend our legacy, not to let opportunities slip out from our hands. Comrades, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to draw your attention to our last year's speech, where we indicated that the CCC members took an oath to officially launch both our committee and website, and promised not to slack down in our endeavors, but to walk our talk. We are proud to inform you that CCC did a commendable job in 2018 in a short space of time. We deeply find it imperative to inform you that we are working extra hard to turn the tables down in our quest for freedom. Belligerent Namibia should learn to understand that their forceful imposition to govern the Gaprivi Strip without the legal mandate of the people is absolutely uncalled for. It's virtually true that the Gaprivians were not consulted, as it is obviously known that Gaprivi Strip was and is not part of Namibia. There is little reason to be convinced that the Namibian government is totally acting blindly in claiming its legitimacy over the Gaprivi Strip. We are content, therefore, that annexing the Gaprivi Strip is an act of terror, suppression, political innuendo, and clearly shows recklessness and political irresponsible for a country to take such an unreasonable illegal action. This can be construed as a simultaneous failure to comprehend the sophistication and the dynamics of the contemporary world. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, fellow countrymen, in the CCC terms and understanding, we consider this as a thorny and fluid dilemma, hampering our struggle, which is only synonymous to Berlin Wall, the strategy of divide and rule tactics, solely mounted and employed to keep the Caprivians in pieces and not in peace. Its aim is mainly invested to lock Caprivians in a state of confusion, to drastically eliminate unity, peace, and tranquility that has been prevalent from the time immemorial. We still believe we can still break down these barriers and promptly address and uproot the above issues and find a common point of departure. You are all consciously reminded to be mindful that for us to achieve a meaningful progress through sensitive, there is a sense in bearing our tribal differences, a syndrome that has dragged us down far beyond consequential imagination. Fellow Caprivians, in the absence of minor reasons, that is the only way we can map out our political destination to bury all our tribal hatchets. On behalf of the CCC, to appeal to you all to be patient and tolerant. We have to accept the fact that there are hurdles ahead of us to cross before our actions can turn into fruits. This task is hard and never easy, as you might expect. However, we will methodically work our way through it to reach its logical conclusion. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, we need your support in our endeavors to achieve our objectives. I also wish to take this wonderful opportunity to thank our noble members who made 2018 a captivating year for our committee. I finally wish you a healthy and a prosperous new year. Thank you, and may God bless you all.